Have you ever poured your heart into everyone around you, only to feel invisible in return? Have you ever stood strong for others while quietly falling apart inside? Have you ever been the woman who gives and gives and gives until there is nothing left and still feels like she is not enough? There comes a moment in a woman's life when the noise of the world fades, when the people she sacrificed for stop calling, when the family she trusted takes more than they give, when her kindness is mistaken for weakness. And in that aching silence, when her hands are empty and her heart is tired, something powerful begins to awaken. This is not a story about bitterness. This is not a story about revenge. This is a story about a woman who lost everything she thought defined her and found the strength she never knew she had. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear may speak directly to the quiet parts of your soul. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by golden fields and gentle rivers, there lived a young woman named Elena. Elena was known for her kindness, the kind that listens without interrupting, the kind that helps without keeping score, the kind that shows up even when she is exhausted. She lived in a small stone house with her mother at the edge of the village. Her mother was a skilled craftswoman, working with wood and tools, building simple but lasting things. From her, Elena learned patience, precision, responsibility. She learned how to fix broken things, chairs, doors, shelves, and slowly, without realizing it, she learned how to fix people too. But one long, unforgiving winter, Elena's mother fell ill. Elena stayed by her side day and night. She cooked, she cleaned, she worked, she prayed. She ignored her own fatigue, her own fear, her own needs, because that is what women are taught to do: be strong, be silent, be selfless. Within weeks, her mother passed away, and suddenly, Elena was alone. The house felt colder, the air heavier, the silence louder than any scream. Elena believed her sisters would support her. After all, they were family. She had always been the one to help them, to listen to them, to sacrifice for them. But the very next day, her two older sisters arrived not with comfort, not with tears, but with calculations. "Mother left this property to all of us," the eldest sister said flatly. "You're the youngest," the other added. "You don't need much." Elena tried to speak. Her voice trembled. "But the workshop, Mother and I built it together." "That doesn't matter anymore," they interrupted. "We'll take the tools. You can keep the old cottage near the forest. You're good at surviving. You always are." And just like that, they took everything. The land, the tools, even the dignity Elena thought she had earned through years of sacrifice. They didn't look back. Elena moved into the small, crumbling cottage at the forest's edge. The roof leaked. The walls were cracked. The nights were painfully quiet. For the first time in her life, no one needed her. No one called her. No one asked for help. At first, she tried to reconnect with friends in the village, women she had supported, celebrated, defended. But when they saw her with no family backing, no resources, no security, they slowly disappeared. One evening, Elena saw them laughing together in the village square. She walked toward them, forcing a smile, hoping to belong again. But when they noticed her approaching, the laughter faded. Conversations stopped. One by one, they turned away. Elena stood there, frozen. Her chest tightened. Her throat burned. Her mind whispered cruel questions. Was my kindness never enough? Am I only valuable when I am useful? Am I really this easy to forget? That night, Elena sat alone in her cottage. The fire barely warmed the cold air. She stared at the broken walls and thought of her mother. Tears slid silently down her face. "Mother," she whispered, "I don't know how to do this alone. I gave everything. I tried to be good. I tried to be strong. And now I have nothing." The silence answered her. But then something shifted. Not a sound. Not a miracle. Not a miracle. Just a gentle awareness. A quiet voice inside her heart. "You are still here." Elena looked around the empty room. No one was there. And yet, for the first time in weeks, she didn't feel completely abandoned. She closed her eyes and whispered a prayer, not polished, not perfect. "God, if you see me, please don't take away the pain yet. Just give me the strength to stand. Teach me who I am without everyone else." The next morning, Elena woke before sunrise. Her eyes were swollen, her body tired, but something inside her felt steady. She looked at the broken cottage and made a decision. "If no one will protect me," she said quietly, "I will protect myself." She began to work. She fixed the roof with leftover wood. She sealed the cracks with clay from the riverbank. She built a small table with her own hands. The work was slow. Her hands blistered. Her back ached. Some days she wanted to stop. Some days the loneliness felt unbearable. But every time doubt crept in, that quiet voice returned. "You are still here." Weeks turned into months. The cottage changed. But more importantly, so did Elena. One afternoon, a traveling woman passed through the village. Her wagon wheel broke near Elena's cottage. Desperate and tired, she knocked on the door. "Please," she said, "can you help me? I don't have much to offer." Elena looked at the broken wheel. She had no proper tools, but she had skill and patience and resilience. She worked for hours, carefully, thoughtfully. When she finished, the wheel was stronger than before. The traveler stared in amazement. "Who taught you this?" she asked. Elena paused. She thought of her mother, of her loneliness, of the nights she cried and still woke up to try again. Then she answered softly, "Life did, and faith." The traveler paid her and spoke of Elena's work wherever she went. Soon, people came. A woman who needed a door repaired. A mother building a home alone. A widow who needed a table for her children. Elena worked with boundaries now. She charged fairly. She rested when tired. She no longer gave until she bled. Years passed. Elena became known, not as the woman who lost everything, but as the woman who rebuilt herself. One day, her sisters came to her workshop. They looked smaller somehow, tired. "We were wrong," one of them said quietly. "We took advantage of your kindness." Elena listened, calm, grounded. "When you left me with nothing," she said, "I learned something powerful. My worth does not come from how much I give to others. It comes from who I am when I stand alone." She wished them well and returned to her work. Elena never became the richest woman in the village, but she became the most respected, the most peaceful, the most free, because she learned a truth every woman needs to hear. Your kindness is a gift, not a sacrifice meant to destroy you. Your empathy is powerful, but only when protected by boundaries. And when the world takes advantage of your softness, it is not the end, it is the beginning of your strength. If you are listening to this today and feel abandoned, overused, or invisible, remember Elena. You are not broken. You are becoming. Stand up for yourself. Honor your heart. And never again confuse love with self-erasure. Your life is waiting for the woman you are becoming.